Astonishing images. Italian claims that he captures Clarion extraterrestrial beings, according to what he claims. An Italian man took photos of aliens from planet Clarion, he claims, located 150,000 light years from our Earth, according to what he claims again. The man from Vercelli, Italy, claimed to have been abducted by aliens from the so-called planet Clarion back in September 1981. The planet is located, he says, in the Eagle Galaxy, 150,000 light years from our Earth. Maurizio Cavallo, 68 as of 2020, is also a journalist, scientist, official speaker at many international congresses, and worked as a professor at the University of Eastern Piedmont. In 2012, he publicly spoke out about extraterrestrial beings at a conference in Turin, Italy. He called them our first ancestors, cosmic protectors, lords of the rainbow, and caretakers of the universe. At the age of 7, Cavallo had his first contact experience, he claims, but it was erased from his memory, and when he was first abducted by aliens in 1981, taken to a secret base in the Amazon forest, he remembered his first contact, and it happened in his childhood through neural holograms, he says. He argued that aliens live forever and come from a main source of life, where eternity is created. He did not explain what kind of source he was talking about, and according to him, he had been abducted several times. He says aliens revealed shocking facts about the universe to him, and that he's trying to convey them to people. He wrote a book. In his book called Beyond Heaven, At the Sources of Time Shines from the Abyss, he wrote that aliens revealed to him many secrets about the structures of the universe. For example, they told him that there are not 9 planets in our solar system, but 12, while the space known to mankind is the most ordinary particle of the universe, he says. He also said that he had been held captive by humanoids more than once and managed to find out that aliens have unprecedented strength, immortality, and incredible beauty, and in general they are very different from people. After a conference, Maurizio Cavallo said, "I never dared to call myself a messenger or even an ambassador of star peoples. I never believed I was a chosen one, an elect or predestined one. Indeed, sometimes I wonder why what I experienced, and with intellectual honesty and humility I tried to tell, happened to me." Cavallo claimed that he had captured aliens several times on camera. He described that they look like us, but their facial features are somewhat different from ours. It's obvious that such statements caused sharp criticism, and many people believe that the images of his so-called aliens with human faces could be, of course, photoshopped. In an exclusive interview with the Cavallo in 2006, award-winning UFO investigative journalist Paola Harris urged him with more detailed questions about the photographs he said he took of these alien beings he allegedly met. She asked, "How did you get rid of those kinds of visitors?" He says, "It was my intention to invite him for lunch, as I usually do with people I meet for the first time, to treat them like friends, like people dear to me. But when I realized what kind of person he was, despite all my best intentions, I had to invent an unexpected appointment. I hate to lie. I love to be frank. Also, if sometimes I sound a little rough, I like to be outspoken. I can't stand a world built of lies, but in some cases, you have to protect yourself, and that man was a dangerous person," Cavallo said. Harris asked, "Inhabitants of Clarion are made of flesh and blood. Did you ever meet them in the streets?" He said, "I have met them at the supermarket." And she asked, where do they go shopping? He says, were they doing shopping? He says, "No, we had a meeting there. Perhaps people don't have to believe what I say. They only think that about what I'm related to and ask themselves if there could be something true in it. And if their conscience gives them the feeling that all this could be real, they could start to interrogate themselves, ask a big question, are we alone? My images are not proof also because I do not spread them. I have photos of UFOs of aliens, and a photo of Suel. I talk about him in my book. And Paola Harris asked, could we can they well walk among us? Cavallo said, they do walk among us. I met one of them in a big city I cannot mention. He gave me a little black card emitting some impulses that told me to do or not to do certain things. At a certain moment, I felt I had to take a train to go to town, where I had to meet some of them. And while I was traveling, I asked myself, but why do I have to take a train while in other occasions they just abduct me? Perhaps it was a trial, something I could not understand. When I arrived to the town, I plainly met the same person I had already met on a magnetic ship, a UFO. And Paola Harris asked, do they have completely alien DNA, or are they half alien and half human? Cavallo says some of them are totally alien and came here when they were already adults. They apparently are 30 or 40 years old. They just arrived, so I don't have problems to get documents, and their DNA is completely alien if we want to define them. And then we have all those who are born here. They have alien DNA, but take a human body with human DNA, so we can call those ones hybrid. Paula Harris asked, do you think the government knows about this? Cavallo says, not all men in the government, only a few. And Paula Harris asks, the women look like movie stars? Cavallo says, they're gorgeous. You must note one thing. These are Polaroid photos made without a developing process, and there's always an abnormal light absorption because they absorb atomic light. During one of my last contacts in a base under the sea near Geneva, this is a photo where you can see those who are in blue were called cherubs. They are astral beings. I wonder if he calls them angels, cherubs. What does he mean by that? Paula Harris asks, you are incredible. You succeed in making these photos. And he says, not at all. I look at the photo, you need a lot of light. There's a spaceship and you can see some figures. One of the figures is a gray, one is a tall one, at least they call them that. This is another gray, but of a hybrid race, half human, half alien. And Harris asked, where did you take the photos? And he said, in a base. How did they bring you? Physically last year, he said. So nevertheless, the Italian writer did not get offended by such criticism. In fact, he said that photos did not tend to endorse his experience of contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. He says, since what I have experienced belongs entirely to me, it's not important for me to believe or to bring any evidence to support what is narrated, he said. And this is by Vicky Vermehausen Wise on Collective Spark. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.